Welcome all to the weekly outlook. Bern here from EWPRO. Like usual, I'm going to get straight into the weekly outlook, starting with the DXY on the daily. The daily, there's not much that's changed. Like I've mentioned, we can get an A, B, C in here, and then an A, B, C as a larger correction before we get an A, B, C. Looking at the price action, and on the H4 we do have a little bit of a change here now, because if you recall from last week, we got that 1 2 3 1 2 3, so I was looking for either 1 2 3 up in here or an impulse to finish off a 333 or 335 complex correction. This top here has been broken now, so this can go and fall over and break that low and give us another 5 down. Or we get a correction in here on the H1, which I don't really like, but it is possible. Because on the H1, we do have the 5 up. We had a bull hidden in here. We got that 5th one up, and then we got some sort of an A, B, C. We can look at that as an expanding flat. But the problem is, and that's fine, but I can't really go into it too much. But yeah, my traders know what's going on here. It's more bearish than anything. We do have that bearish divergence there. So really, you may get a sell in this. If I quickly go down to the M15, you may get a sell in here. It's quite risky. I mean, we have a bull hidden in here, so this can give another one up there. So if you are going to look to sell that, you've got to be extremely careful, because, you know, this can give you a buy setup up here and then go and break that top before it may fall over. So you really got to wait on the sidelines, see what this gives you. If you get a sell set up in here, you could look for it, but yeah, you have to be mindful of that possible bull hidden. AU on the daily, this is not meant to be on there. So very similar to DXY, you know, it hasn't played out. Whatever correction we're getting on the daily, it hasn't played out. For example, I was looking at that A, B, C here, and then get that larger C up. It never went anywhere near it. Instead, we had a bear hidden here, and we're getting a deep pullback. I'm looking for 3 down in here. We're getting some sort of a complex correction in here, which we'll see on the H4, a possible structure that I'm looking at. You know, at this stage, it has played out with the non-farm payroll giving us that nice move up. Well, anticipating that non-farm payroll, we did get a move up in here. This is all speculation of a possible structure, just from the price action I'm seeing. But we got like 1 2 3 up in here, then we get 1 2 3 down, 1 2 3 up before we get that larger A, B, C. So you know, it's more of scalping than anything. Looking at the price action, we're not really getting a sell set up for this down in here. Not sure why I got double ones, but anyway, there's real no sell setup. It's more of a buy setup. My traders would know why it's a buy setup, but this is a possible flat in here. We do have the 3 down in here, 1 2 3, breaking the low. Then we've got an A, B, C, finishing off a possible B wave. This up in here may not be finished. If we go down, I shouldn't really be going down to the lower time frames, but I will. So, you know, we got like 1 2 3 up in here, no bearish divergence, and we're getting a bull hidden here. So you are getting a bullish setup in here. You definitely could look to buy this, even if it's just an A, B, C. That should be able to get you to break even. And ideally it does go up and break that top. And then we get a nice impulse down, finishing off that B wave, and we go down from there. GU on the daily, again, there's really not much on the daily. We're not really looking at the daily. There's no clear direction on any of the majors on the daily. We got an A, B, C up in here. It didn't go as far. I was sort of looking at possible 5 up in here or just 3 up in here. The C up didn't go very far at all. Again, so you can see what I'm looking at on the H4 in this last section here. I mean, I put these on during the week before we even got this. We have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, impulse up. This is quite sharp. I would be looking for a buy here, but it was rather deep on the H1. You know, we got that nice impulse up, but it's quite deep. This pullback is probably down to the, well, it's probably past the 61.8. Sorry, probably down to the 78.6. But on the lower time frames, we may be getting a buy in here, and you possibly could buy like for this A, B, and a C up. Quickly go down to the lower time frames. We had that non-farm payroll, and that gave us a big, bit of a lift in the market. Well, it was more USD positive, and then it reversed. So it's more of a buy. I mean, non-farm payroll Friday was quite flat. Really, it was a few more job numbers than last month, but really, there's not much in it. So you possibly could look for a buy in here. And again, just like AU, you get just an A, B, C, and if you're lucky, it goes up and breaks that top. That's what I'd be looking at the start of the week. EU on the daily. Again, this never played out. This, what I was looking for, this A, B, C. We did get a C up, did go and break the ending point of wave A. Now we're getting a larger correction. This was looking rather corrective in here too, going up in there. So we've been looking at the lower time frames for our direction. I was looking for a buy in there for a Z up that never went. So I was looking for a WXY, X2, and a possible Z up. We never got that Z up. Instead, we get a very deep correction in here. This may be another flat in here as well. For another one down. This, at this stage, I'd be staying out of the EU. There are better trades on the other pairs. This one's not looking the best. We sort of got like 1, 2, 3. I was looking at a possible 4 and then a 5 down. Well, technically, it did break this like A, B, C in here. We did go down and break that ending point of wave Y there. So technically it can be over. And again, on the H1, you can see it a little bit better. But like we got 1, 2, 3, an A, B, I have to put a C there. And then we get the bullish divergence for a wave Z down. I don't really like that flat there. It can be this here, and we get more downside. But going off the other pairs, they're more bullish on the M15. So I'd be more inclined to test the waters with this little setup here, at least for an ABC, and ideally it, gives you more upside. NU on the daily. So again, like the rest of them, we got that A, B, and the C never really went. We got this nice impulse up here though, and we have 1, 2, 3 down. So I'm just looking for buys. Now there's a couple of different excuse me, there's a couple of different scenarios here. Again, I put these arrows on, before we got this spike up, but we got a nice impulse up here. So we either get like an A, B, C in here and more downside for an A, B, C, or this one goes and we get like an A, B, C up in here, or it may even turn motive as WXY, X2 and a Z up, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whichever way you look at it. So we are looking for buys. This one looks a lot better than any other pair I've covered so far. We got the bullish divergence. We got a nice impulse up, getting a correction in here. So definitely can look for a buy. You sort of are getting a buy set up in here as well, like many of the others. This one, NU, probably looks like the best out of all of them because we do have that nice impulse up on the higher time frame. We got some sort of a like A, B, C in here flat, and you get 1, 2, 3 down, impulse up, and we're getting a little bullish flag in here. My traders know how to trade these successfully. So yeah, if you want to learn how to trade high probability trades with a system, an entry system that's very reliable, there's no second guessing it, by all means join the group. UY, we're right at the top here. We got 5 up. We got that 1, 2, 3, 4. We got that 5 up. I've taken off the fibs. I think it has got to the it may not have got to the second level yet, the second target. I'll just double check. Yeah, so it's got up to that second target, that 161.8. So, in that wave Z, really looking at the H4, and as you can see, with my count on here, we got 5 up, A, B. Well, we've got an A, B, C in here possible as an expanding flat after the 5 up, larger correction, and we're getting 1, 2, possibly get a 3 down in here, or this goes. As the A, B, C, and the C's over. I don't like it because we got a flat in here. If I go down to the lower time frame, excuse me. If I move this up here, so again, we were looking for this in the room, in the group. We have 1, 2, 3 down here. This was a give me, and we got 1, 2, 3 up. We got an impulse down. It's not really a sell setup though, because we may have bull hidden here. And we do. We have a bull hidden here. So, again, this can go up and break this top. So you will have to be careful with the sell at this stage, and the buy, this is looking rather corrective to this impulse here. So you'll have to be careful with the buy. But at this stage, it's more of a buy than a sell. Yeah, because of that bull hidden there. And even on the M15, we got a bull hidden there as well. So, yeah. My traders know how to trade these, how to validate them and all the rest of it, which I can't go into in this room. I don't know what that is. Move that. That was for the A, B, C. We did get started to get that C down, but it really didn't go far enough. Now we're getting like an A, B, C up in here. And like I've mentioned, well, after this didn't go very far, I said even if this breaks the top, I'll still be looking at all this as a correction, and we get an A, a B, and a C down. Nothing's changed there, even if the top gets broken. This was a buy. There was a little scalp in here I showed in the room, a buy scalp that I took. This was sort of a lot riskier. We had like 1, 2, 3 up in here, an A, B, C as your flat, and then I looked to buy. I was scalping this in here on the lower time frames. Fortunately, non-farm payroll went my way, and I got it to break even. But I'm looking at an A, B, C here, and we may even get like an A, B, C here more than likely. We aren't anywhere near that 100 fib yet, so definitely can get another push up to this 100 fib. H1, you'd be looking for a little correction in here. I wouldn't, I got in it down here somewhere, probably even lower on the lower time frames. But, you got to be careful now because we do have a bear hidden there. So it may be very deep pullback, probably take me out of break even and then give another one up. UCAD, the daily's very, the daily didn't play out. We never got that wave Z up. We got that 1, 2, 3, 4, started to get the 5 up, never broke the top of the wave Y. So ever since then, I've been looking at this expanding flat in here on the H4 for our direction. It's been very choppy in here, and like I've been saying, you're better off to stay out of this. We got that 5 up in here, an A, B, and we got that C expanding flat. And then I was looking for an A, B, C to go and break that top there, or even give us 5 up here. It's been very slow, extremely choppy with non-farm payroll and the CAD news on Friday. This spiked up, breaking the top. But if you have a look here, we're getting a lot of bearish divergence. Not something I would want to buy into. So nothing's changed since last week. I'd be staying out of this pair. If anything, I'd be looking for a sell. This is looking extremely corrective for A, B, C. The Swissy, one of my favorite pairs to trade. This one's going quite well. It's one that's actually playing out nicely. We've got that A, B, C, bounced off that lower trend line. We're getting a nice impulse up. At this stage, we still do have a bear hidden here, I believe. I'll just double check that. Yep, we still do. We still haven't broken that top. Either way, even if we don't break that top, I'll still be looking for a correction in here, and then we may get 5 up in here. go back through my videos and I show the monthly chart and why I'm looking at this to buy it longer term. H4, pretty standard stuff, really. It's playing nicely. We got 5 up, 1, 2, 3, larger correction, and we're getting 1, 2. Well, I'm looking for an A, a B, and a C, at least a C up. And like this first wave up, we may get another 5 up in here. So yeah, just waiting for a nice correction in here. We are getting that correction. I'll be waiting for a little bit more of a correction here, a nice setup. We could look at that as a flat. Get another one down in here. What's happening on the M15? It's definitely can start looking for buys. We do have that bullish divergence, but there isn't a bullish setup on it at this stage. Well, on this time frame anyway. We sort of got 3 down in here. We got flat in here, like an A, B, C as your flat. Then you got an A, B, C. So maybe getting a bullish setup on the lower time frames. I don't really want to go down to the lower time frames, but you could give. You could give this a go. It'll either give you an A, B, C up, and you may get a break even or something if it comes down for an A, B, C here, or you get on this, and this is the end of the wave C on the higher time frame, and you get 5 up in here. So yeah, you could look to buy that. It's on a very low time frame, so you want to know what you're doing before you start trading those lower time frames. EG, really nothing. I'm bullish on it, but it's just not giving us any bullish setups yet. Well, I'm looking at that A, B, extended wave C, and we got that extended wave C, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down in here. Fortunately, this is looking very corrective, like I've been mentioning over the last few months. I wouldn't be surprised if we get 1, 2, 3 down in here. We haven't got to that 100 fib of the A, B, C yet, so it's still not out of the question to get down to that. It just isn't giving us any good buy setups. We're looking for this, like this A, B, and this C up in here, up to that 100 pip. It did get up to that 100 pip, and even nearly got up to that 123.6. Like I've mentioned, we had that bull hidden in here, and so I said, we either get a deep correction of this in here. Oh, sorry. So this in here, we either get a deep, well, we got that bull hidden, so we either get a deep correction of this retracement here, or it goes up and breaks the top for that bull hidden. More than likely, it'll go up and break that top, give us bearish divergence, and then fall over on us. So I'd be more interested in a sell, but again, it's at the low of the market on the higher time frame. So I really only looking for a buy. But for me, I look at this as a correction, get another one down, and then I'll be looking for the buys. WTI, this is really taking off. I was looking at this as a correction in here, because it started off very slow. It's starting to turn motive. We got an A. If we're looking at that as a B, well, yeah, fair enough. And we get a C up. That was the first scenario. The second scenario is that A, a B, and a C in here before we get an A, B, C. I mean, there has been buys in this, but yeah, it's been very choppy and very difficult to trade. But it is going. This should be a wave Y. This is turn motive. So now you really have to wait for a correction in X2. You really have to wait for this correction. Wait until all this is over, and then look for that correction before you look for another one up. I can't go into how, we've got a lot of crosses and that in here. You can filter that out, and we get a WXY, X2, and we get a Z up in here. It's very difficult to trade. Like you can see, it's very choppy, but it is going. So more, even now, it's more bullish than anything. H1, we are starting to get bearish divergence again. We lost a bearish divergence in there, but now we're starting to get bearish divergence again. On the lower time frames, you'd be just scalping the buys. I'm more interested in a sell up at these tops. But yeah, we're not going to get that for a while because, again, we have a possible bull hidden in here with it, like an A, B, C in here, and then you get that A, B, C bullish setup, and you go up and break the top with that bull hidden. So, it's not over yet. There's more upside in it, but do you want to scalp this? Well, that's up to you. Gold. This is playing out. We got up to that second target, I believe, did we? No, we aren't quite at that second target yet, that 161.8. It's very messy, me chart. I'll remove some of this so you can see it. But you're seeing this first here, what I'm going to show you, because I know there are certain person out there on YouTube that does, definitely look at my analysis and does change their own analysis to suit mine. But anyway, you get that in the big city. So what I'm looking at here, and you're seeing it first here, like I mentioned, we're getting that like W, X, Y, X2, and the Z up. That's fine up to that second target, that 161.8 there. But in here, in this wave Z, we're getting a extended wave in here. If I zoom this out a bit, there's a lot of letters in that here, but I'll go over it. We've got a WX. We're in a wave Y. I'll be looking for an X2 and a Z up. But in here, internally in this wave Y, I'm looking at an extended wave as a WX, Y, X2, and a Z up to finish off this wave Y. So I'm looking at an extended wave in here before we get the larger X2 and then we get the Z up. So, you can either count this on the daily or the W1. But even if I, change this to daily so it's less confusing for you guys, I'm looking for that wave Y. I've got a WX. Looking for that wave Y. It can get up to that 161.8. Give us a correction before we get wave Z up. That's pretty much what I'm looking at on the daily. To get in now is difficult. I was looking for a little correction in there on the lower time frames before we buy. But we're getting an A, B, C up in here. We are starting to get bearish divergence. But this may turn motive, like we get a W, X, Y, X2, and a Z up. Really, you really have to wait for a larger correction before you can start to look for buys again. Looking for buys up here is not a good idea to do, because as soon as you get into buy, it'll fall over on you, guaranteed. On the H1, I was looking for a correction in here. We got a correction in here, and as you can see, we did get a bull hidden in here. So we got like a WX, Y, X2, and we got that bull hidden, and we got that wave Z up. So we already have the 5 up now with bearish divergence. So, there's no way I'd be looking for buys. You're either waiting for a larger correction in here, and then look for a buy, or you're scalping sells into a correction, either or. And there really is no setup, to buy or sell at this stage, on this time frame anyway. Take a look at silver. Now we've broken this top here. And I've been mentioning this, that, there's possible A, B, C here, and I couldn't rule that flat out as the A, B, C out until that top was broken. Also mentioned on the H4 that it's very unlikely that we'll get, that this flat will play out. And it has failed now, so I can remove that. And the reason why is because, like I've been mentioning, on the what's going on here? And the reason why is because we had that WXY. We had a bull hidden in here. No bearish divergence. I was looking for another one up. I was looking for a correction of similar size to this over here. We never got that, and instead it's gone a bit early. But yeah, really now you got to wait for a correction. Got to wait for a correction of similar size to this over here, and then you can look for another buy. I mean, you could scalp, you could look for, a bull hidden in here, a correction in here, and then look for a buy. And that's what I'd be doing. I'd be waiting for the X2 and then looking for that wave set up. Bitcoin on the daily, nothing to see here. We've got that massive impulse up. We're waiting for a correction. We got like 1, 2, 3 up. I'll be looking for a wave 4 and wave 5. Give it that time factor before you start, looking for the longer term buys. H4, we got the 5 up. Got that 5 up, lost all the bearish divergence. I'm just looking for a correction, larger correction. So I'm looking at this stage like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 before we, get more upside. So I'm looking at larger correction in here before start looking for the buys. That's the safest way. Wait for that correction. You really want to wait for that daily correction, because it's a daily it's a daily bull hidden that I'm looking for to trade, because we do have that like 1, 2, 3 up in here. I'll be looking for wave 4 bull hidden in here, bullish setup, buy to go and break the top. S&P 500, very similar to Bitcoin. We got that WXY X2, that Z up. We lost all the bearish divergence, so I'm just looking for a larger correction and then looking for a buy. At this stage on the lower time frames, again, if you're looking for the buys, very risky. You can see all the bearish divergence in here. It's only a matter of time before it falls over, but probably not at this stage, because here we got another bull hidden. So more than likely that'll go up and break the top. Do you want to take that? Well, that's up to you. You're taking the crumbs off the end of the table. It's starting to get very risky to, scalp up here. More interested in a sell, but there is no sell. It's not giving us those sells. Well, not the larger time frame sells anyway. To get a sell in here that fits our rules, the way I teach to trade, which you won't see it anywhere else. But we got an A, B, we're looking for a C down in here. That's what we got. Now we got an impulse up. We got that bull hidden like I just showed on the higher time frame. So more than likely we'll go up and break that top. You get a bullish setup in here, very risky, but you may get it to go. AU 200. Looking at this last piece, not so much this larger flat here, but this here, we're looking at this A, B, C. It's up to that 100 pip. So that was great. Now I'm looking for this on the higher time frame, but I'm not going to show you that. It's still, what was it? So this has played out pretty much how we're looking at it. This has been a very nice pair. It's been playing nicely. We've got the 5 up, A, B, C. We've got that larger correction, and now we've gone and broken the top. We do have a lot of bearish divergence now. Still looking bullish in here, so more than likely we'll get more upside, but you're getting to the end. Very similar to S&P 500, but the S&P 500 looked better than this one. But yeah, you know, we got 1, 2, 3 down in here. It's looking bullish again. There was a bull hidden there. That's why S&P 500 was a better sell than this, but they both did a very similar thing. We got bullish divergence now, so ideally we get a nice impulse up, bullish setup, and then you can buy to go and break the top. What's happening on the FTSE? It's finally gone up and broken this top. You know, I was looking at that A, a B, and this one going up, you know, to where this is now. Instead, it gave us all this rubbish in here. Very difficult. I'd be looking for a sell, you know, for some sort of an A, B, and a C down in here, and then an A, B, C, you know, some sort of a larger flat. And yeah, I don't really like this pair. I don't know why anyone would really want to trade it. It's very choppy, well, especially at this particular time. You know, you'd be getting cut to pieces in here if you're trading it. I mean, there were some buys in that, you know, that we were looking at. There were some good buys in it, but yeah. And now, very similar to AU 200 and S&P, we've got 1, 2, 3 down, so more than likely we'll get another one up and breaking that top. Looking at the DAX, this one's really taken off. It's sort of played out. I was looking at that A, B, C, and then I was looking at that A, B, C. We didn't get a very, you know, we got a C down, but it wasn't very large. And then we got that A, you know, we got that correction in there. That's where you wanted to get in, and up to that 100 fib. It's on the H4, as you'll see. So it's getting very close to that 100 fib now. And again, more than likely, it'll go up and probably test that, because again, we have a bull hidden there. So again, if you get a bullish setup, more than likely, you know, you could scalp it to go and break that top. And I'd definitely be taking half off at that 100 pip, because I dare say we'll find a little bit of resistance around that area. So I hope you all enjoyed the weekly outlook. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.